been a while. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Or listening.
Me and
You're important too.
of course, yeah. About 10% of people do listen overall, so it's not a small amount of people.
Yeah, and if you just watch, you're not listening. I mean, we appreciate it, but you're not hearing us.
Both are good. You know, you can mute one and have them both going at the same time. Get the extra. But we're joined here with our buddy Will. We got no
What's up,
topic, no subject. We're ready to just kind of shoot the shit.
No problem.
Talk about whatever. You know, we got some. How have you boys been? How you doing?
Really well. Dave, you want to lead? I could talk for a while, but
I don't know.
also-
I had a weird day. I was dog sitting.
okay.
I was hanging out with this dog. His name's Fry.
Can you tell the story about what happened when you were cat sitting last time?
No, I cannot tell that story.
We'll
for
tell
sure.
Will afterwards. Then.
No.
Legal reasons.
No, just people get mad reasons.
Pending
That's fair.
Anger.
I didn't do anything bad to the cat. I'd like that disclaimer out there.
Okay.
I'm real good with animals.
Someone else, a third party, affected the situation.
Somebody else did something bad, and they didn't do something bad to a cat. I don't know. That's a whole.
Yeah.
Let's not dig it.
You were
dig
dog
this.
sitting.
Yeah, I was dog sitting. Let's take this. Super chill dog. He's just a puppy, but he listens pretty good. We were playing fetch. The one incident we had was I was told he only poops on walks. He's not gonna poop in the yard, but you can let him out in the yard and he'll be fine for a couple minutes. He didn't poop on the walk, and then he pooped in the yard when I wasn't out with him.
You got no baggies?
I mean, there was baggies in the house, but it was just like in the backyard. It's fenced in. And I was like, oh, I'll get to it later.
Okay.
I'll get to it when I go outside with him in a minute. Because I just had him outside for a second so I could feed the cat. Because him and the cat don't get along. Not important. Anyway, I go out later, and I take the dog out, and I'm about to go clean it up. I go back inside for the bags, and then I come back, and he has so there's some flies on the poop now. And he
Bon
decided to try
appetit.
and grab them, yeah. So he took a big old bite of wet turd.
It's a new dog, right?
Yeah,
This is a
brand
young
new dog.
bug.
Dumb dog.
You still want a puppy for the house?
No, I don't want a puppy.
Ah.
Dude, after watching that thing eat shit, literally, no
Changes a
thank
man.
you. Yeah.
Changes a man's opinion on dogs.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
That's
That's-
not bad.
Yeah, weird day. I'm doing well. I had my sorry to shift over to me.
Oh, it's about you.
Still in the spotlight.
I worked it's gonna be third last day at my other job. I'm when I wasn't working at the escape room with Xavier, I was working marketing at the U of I. And I probably shouldn't talk too much about that, but just know that it was my third to last day, and we had bunt cakes. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Phoning it in just a
Are
touch.
you something
maybe.
bad on your last day?
I don't think so. The team has been really nice to me. I could always just pull some evil stuff out of my pocket at the last minute, but
What about a tasteful practical joke?
oh yeah, like something harmless, something.
Yeah.
Gasoline on the handles of the
Yeah.
desks. Some
Plastic fly in an ice cube.
Oh, there's been some weird stuff happening around the office. Now that you mention it, like
Oh.
one of my coworkers noticed nail clippings on the floor. Today we were sitting down for our weekly check-in meeting. There was like orange peels also on the floor, I think.
So the nail clippings, you could line them up with people. Everybody line up, put your hands out. You can put those nail clippings and see if they match up like Cinderella.
Whoa.
Perfectly figure out whose clippings those are.
That's some Among Us. I swear.
You'd never catch me that way. I massacre my nails when I cut them, dude. So it's like 3
Keep 'em in
pieces to take off the thumb. Yeah, I mean, because I got to get them even. So the
Right.
thumb clipper nails usually isn't big enough to get them in one go. So I got to go across it. So it's usually just like chop, 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 and then correct and try and get it even. And then I file them down.
I think that's the normal way to do it.
Perfect.
I'm just saying, he's trying to put them on in one piece, it sounds like.
Oh,
The Cinderella
yeah.
situation.
Huh. That would involve a little more reconstruction.
Yeah,
I
if you have to
guess.
jigsaw puzzle them kind of together to really get the Zodiac fingernail killer. Now, I this is a weird fingernail tangent, but I stabbed my finger cleaning my grandpa's grave on Easter. It's a pretty specific sentence there, and it cracked like the very base of my thumbnail, and I realized that my fingernails take exactly 3 months to grow based on where the crack moved up. Just a fact that no one needs to know about themselves, but that's how long my fingernails take to grow, in case anyone was wondering.
But now you do know.
But yeah, I guess we can say that we all work at an escape room. We can leave it at that amount of detail.
Is that a secret?
It's not because
You just put up the ad earlier.
Oh,
That's what I was
okay.
doing.
yeah, and we did we talked to, I don't know if you know the This Is It furniture guy, though. We're going downer.
Oh,
We always
yeah.
get a free onion. Big Mike. So
There's the onion right there.
yeah, we got a signature from Big Mike up here.
Yeah, that's onion.
So we talked about it with him because he owns a lot of mattress stuff. So we talked like a little bit business there. But yeah, you're spreading your wings and flying, huh? You're going
I
on.
really am. It's been. I really can't thank y'all enough for the last couple of years, because, I've said it any number of times. Before Escape Room, I was working as a restaurant host, and yeah, good life experience. Never doing it again if I can help it.
Yeah, never met a restaurant host I liked in my life.
I
walked
would like
in
to
there, I'm
count
mad.
myself as the exception, but also I understand principles.
Our roommate is a restaurant host.
Oh,
A regular on the show. He is, unfortunately. As hard as I
Oh,
try,
no.
he keeps coming on.
but
Yeah, world of difference, I'm sure, on those jobs.
oh yeah, no. Restaurant hosting, people come in hungry. Odds are they want to have a bad time. They want to make it my problem. They want to make it my fault.
And no one wants to have a bad time at the escape room.
Exactly.
Yeah, and anybody that doesn't want to be there is typically bullied into having to like it by the other people in the group, which is very much appreciated by us. So
and sometimes
it's
you do.
perfect.
You see them get really into it.
They,
and
yeah,
it's
a flip
adorable.
switches in their brain halfway through, and
See some bad dates. So you guys got a favorite bad date story?
I don't know if I've ever
Ooh.
actually.
Either one you've been on or one you saw at the escape room.
I think about the one you've told me about, Xavier.
Yes, yeah, the one was rough. I don't think I've ever actually told specific stories about it. This is perfect. So the one time they were both in the one room that was jail room, and they were close to winning. They were right there. It was down to the wire. They didn't make it. I went in hat in hand. I went in so ready to talk them up and tell them all the good things they had done. And the second the girl in the couple saw my face, or like saw me, her face just dropped. It changed.
Oh.
It was so, and the dude looked like a lab still, like a golden retriever. He looked so happy. He was so ready to learn what he had done wrong. And she just turned to him and just went, "Keys," and put out her hand,
Oh.
and he was like, "Wait, what?" You could see he did not understand what she meant, and she just went, "Keys," and he just slowly jingled them out of his pocket, dropped them in her hand, and she just walked right past me without even looking at me, and I was just like, "All right, buddy, what do you think? You have any questions?" And he's like, "No, it was so much fun, man. Thank you." I was like, "For
Oh.
sure, dude. I hope to see you again. Maybe with someone else. Even alone would be nice." But she was totally fine until then. It was a very significant change to the second.
The sight of defeat staring her in the eye.
The other great one is the dad and son were very much about to fight. It was right around Christmas. They had pulled in some beef from something earlier in the day, I'm guessing. And as they entered the room, the tensions were tight. It was not looking good. About 30 minutes in, they were chest to chest, basically "You go first, old man." Neither. And then the mom turned and just nipped it in the bud. She was like, "Not here," and she put down the iron fist, and they shut the hell up. But yeah, I was legitimately thinking oh man, I'm actually gonna have to go in and break up a fight and get hit this. But yeah, for the most part, those are few and far between. Luckily, those are not. Do you have a worse experience ever? Because my worst one ever was when I was working at the Illini shop, it's not around anymore, so I'll just say I don't think I've told this story ever either. And there was this little old lady. She looked like the chocolate lady from SpongeBob. I remember when they first invented chocolate, and she wanted Chief stuff, and the Chief was outlawed in 2004 or 6. I think, and everyone acted like it was my fault. Like me as a child in like 4th grade was like, no more Chief stuff. I was like, I didn't even understand what was happening. They would come in so mad about the Chief stuff, and it took me like 4 times of what she was saying to even realize what she was saying. And then I finally realized she was muttering, "Where's the Chief stuff?" And then I was like, oh no, I was kind of new, and I was like, yeah, you can order it online, and then you pick it up in store. It's like a weird loophole. And she was like, I will come to every damn football game if I get Chief stuff. And I was just like, I don't get like a commission whether you go to the football games. Like, I don't care. And then like her grandson was just like, I'm so sorry. Please don't listen to her. Like, Grandma, they don't have Chief stuff. Like, just... Do you have a worse? That one honestly might have been the worst because she was holding up a line on a football game. Do you guys have just like a one that like you'll have a keep you up at night ever at any job? You don't have to say the job, like of a just horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people scream in my face.
But I mean, like a specifically funny one, like I guess just like something that you were just like, why is this what they're so angry about like that? Because you dealt with like clearance Uggs, right? Like with the pink bejeweled.
Yeah.
Anybody mad about those? Like,
Yeah, I guess the best shoe store one was I had this lady, and she was yelling at this young girl who was working there, and so I just came to try and kind of bail this girl out because she wasn't gonna handle it well. And I was like, I'm really sorry, like, we just don't have these shoes.
No Uggs. No pink
I don't know
Uggs.
what the miscommunication was. I can have them here in 2 days because they're at my other store. She's like, that's not good enough. I have the event today. I was like, okay, I can find you a different pair of shoes. I'll give you a 20% discount. That's not good enough. Okay. I was like, what can I do to make this happen? She was like, Macy's doesn't lose my shoes when I order them. And then a guy in the back of the line who's not getting help because the cashiers are getting screamed at says, well, can you please go there then? Because we're trying to buy shoes here.
Got him.
What'd she do?
She turned and stormed out.
Glared back at him. Oh man, that's rough.
I gave that guy 20% off. I was not supposed to.
Yeah, hopefully we're out of this level of customer service going forward. It takes some years off your life. I feel like when you got to deal with it too long. Props to like the veteran 55-year-olds that have been in customer service like since they got out of high school, because I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're just dead
seriously.
inside.
Decades of experience like that, like decades of, getting screamed at. Like,
You have to have like a punching bag at your house.
I've been regularly working with people in customer service for about a decade now. That's crazy.
I hate when we can refer back like, oh, the past decade so casually now. That does hurt. Like the child inside of me when I can just throw around 10 years as like a unit.
Your 10-year high school reunion's coming up. That's like the big.
All
Oh,
right, there's like it
geez.
is an unofficial high school reunion with like 40 people, not even the whole class.
10
got
years
invited.
as you
But yeah, that
graduate,
is
it's a
wild.
10-year anniversary.
that's a
so-
lot of catching up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to attend. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be sick that day. But I hope everyone has a great time.
You gonna go to your high school reunion, Will?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's what, 3 years off? Yeah, why not? If I can make it happen.
I could think of a couple reasons I wouldn't go to mine.
Bad boy.
I mean, what could be more embarrassing than, yeah, I went to undergrad for theater arts and then went back for my master's in comedy screenwriting.
Well, I used to
Couldn't do
sell
much
weed. Now
worse.
I'm on a podcast.
I
so-
mean, touche.
Mom's
funny.
proud. Mom's proud. She
And
loves
that's
me.
all you need.
Yeah.
Does mom think you're funny?
Oh no.
Ah,
She laughed that one time. I remember.
one time, you gotta hold on to that.
She was so excited for that one joke. I don't remember what it was, but she loved it.
She was not a fan of Jumanji.
Jumanji.
She tried to watch the episode one time, and she watched the episode about this gentleman Jumanji. He's a
Fuck Rite Aid, CVS, bitch. Yeah, what's up?
Yo, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah.
All right.
Regular character. We have a.
I don't think we have one handy of him, but we
No?
just there's certain characters we cover that are just a little raunchier than the other ones. So if a mom turns into the wrong episode, she's just in for a little bit of a surprise compared to other episodes.
Yeah, this gentleman in particular, his thing was putting his arm out and just like walking down the aisle of a store and knocking everything over.
It was a big dick move.
Throwing
She could not last 1 second watching his wild videos. So we
Yeah, the first line of the video is "Fuck Rite Aid, CVS bitch," and then he does that action, and so
we
my
still
mom
s-
tuned out pretty quick.
which we don't agree with knocking the stuff off, but we
I
do.
do.
We
Jumani, be
we
bad.
do agree with the
Jumani, be bad.
we do agree with the fuck Rite Aid CVS page. But yeah, my mom has watched a few times. She said mixed opinions on it.
Okay.
We've always talked about having our dads on. That would be really interesting if we ever did that.
Yeah, I think we just let them do a podcast without us. We just have some videos queued up.
And we just leave and they just sit in our corresponding chairs and just run it out and see what happens.
Filling in for Xavier and Dave today.
Yeah. Xavier and Dave Sr. running it. Well, yeah, do you want to say anything about where you're going? You don't have to. I just figured
Oh,
that's a big
yeah.
exciting moment.
pretty sick.
Have you ever lived anywhere near there? I wanted to live up there when I was younger, and now it scares me.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I lived up there in undergrad.
Right, okay.
Because I went to the theater school at DePaul.
Oh, my brother went to DePaul.
Okay. What for?
Numbers.
Yeah,
Ooh, smart people.
forensic accounting. I think was his
Hell.
major. It was at one point.
Okay.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, he's a
Forensic.
business advisor for some big business.
Oh,
He hates
boy.
it, but he's smart as fuck, boy.
And
he's smart as fuck.
I imagine he's hauling it in. No?
He's doing okay, better than me.
Working with numbers, like
Made a little more than the podcast, probably, but
He's got a nice
Uh,
place in the city.
but yeah, I dormed it freshman year, then sophomore year I was up by Wrigley Field.
okay.
I was like right around the corner from the music box.
Is Boys Town.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
See, I know.
Yeah, gets it. And then last couple years I was actually right down the street from where I was taking classes, so it was ideal.
Nice.
Now I'm a little farther north from where I'm going to be taking classes. Like 2 days a week I'm going to be at the second city itself,
Okay.
and then one day I'm going to be in the Loop. So
Damn,
I'm like,
be busy.
30, 45 minutes away. But, that's Chicago.
Yeah, I was just that commuting really is a whole new world of planning those days out with that in mind. That really there's no running home in 5 minutes there unless you're extremely lucky. with your
Right, yeah.
placement. But yeah, so we're gonna be up there more. So maybe we'll run into you. If we
Definitely,
line
hit me
something up.
That'd be great.
You can do some comedy up there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bigger areas.
You
bigger
know,
to-
I would self-deprecate a little more, but I am excited to see what the city has to offer. I've gotten really spoiled here in Champaign-Urbana. Can I give a shout out?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would love to give a shout out to CU Comedy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's run by Jesse and a lot of other people, a lot of other great people. It's professionally run shows. We're weekend shows. We're not currently doing any open mics in town, but hopefully that changes this
Right.
fall. But yeah, I've been doing them almost 2 years now.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been, the thing about open mics is you got to keep doing them.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to for a minute. I never got enough written on paper to go up and do it, and then
So write more.
I know, but then I did get a little happier. I was sad when I was writing.
That's fair. No, my thing was always it's like therapy, but it's shorter and you get to drink.
Yes, yeah. We used to go to the one at the Blind Pig.
Oh, okay.
When
That
they
was
were doing
before
that.
my time.
Right,
But-
and that was like every week on Monday or Tuesday, I think. And there were some good ones. There were some fun groups. There were people come out from out of town, and it was like surprising. They'd be like, I'm an hour away, and it just was like, oh, okay, wow. It just like it made it more significant feeling than it like us we assumed it to be. I guess that people would travel for it, but like it really was like and they would go out and draw right on like who's running first, and I remember having always a good time there.
Yeah, there's a couple of those guys I would love to have on the pod. I don't want to say too many names on here, but like George,
Sure.
I would love to have
Oh,
Crookshanks on the pod.
yeah,
dude.
he is a treasure.
Yeah, he
we
is.
were making we had started writing the script for this movie at one point, and we were gonna have him be like this crazy conspiracy guy, like talking about the Jersey Devil in it. We had it so perfect.
And then
written for
COVID.
yeah, then we got shit on by that, but it's still in there somewhere. But yeah, we had the perfect role for him as like this cameo in it.
Yeah.
He's the kind of man you could write a role for.
I've heard that one joke from him every time, but it gets just a little cleaner and work. Like you can tell every single time he tells the antidepressant joke. It gets
That's a good one.
It gets like tweaked just a little bit and gets a little bit better every single time. But that's his favorite for sure. I love that one.
No, and I realize now I'm moving up. Like I gotta streamline my material. Like
Yeah,
really just condense it down to the stuff that really works.
they're gonna throw tomatoes if you mess up there in the city. It's like you've seen the Blues Brothers. They'll be whipping bottles. You gotta be careful.
Those aren't fresh tomatoes either, dude. They got to import those from out of town.
I gotta be honest, I have not actually seen the Blues Brothers. Sue me. I
Wow.
know it's an Illinois classic.
Yeah.
My grandpa helped to build the brick wall they crashed through in the mall.
Oh, well, now I
for
gotta
real.
watch
That's
it
for
just for
real. That's
that.
for real.
I gotta. There it is. What is it? The Leo pointing meme.
Yeah.
We're just like,
My dad, anytime he recognizes anyone in a movie,
oh, I'm there.
Silence, but just pointing. But yeah, I mean, the scene has to be so much bigger there than here. I mean, we're like the 74th biggest city, and like they're like 174th biggest city in the country or whatever. But it still feels kind of small when you actually get to those bigger places and shit.
Right. Well, I mean, we always knew we were like right around the corner from each other, but
Yeah,
you
one
being
block,
literally a
like-
block away, that's pretty funny.
well, dude, I
Uh,
just never like really got perspective on Chicago either until recently because I grew up outside of Detroit. And I just assumed Detroit and Chicago were about the same size. I never fact checked myself. And Chicago's like 4 times as big as Detroit.
Yeah.
But I moved away from there when I was like 12, so I just never got context and I never bothered to get it.
Yeah, and if you only see like certain parts of Chicago,
Yeah.
you kind of don't realize how and it blurs the lines on like what Chicago,
Right.
Like this whole suburb thing gets pretty confusing if you're not pretty versed in where's where. But yeah, I love Chicago. God, I think the best thing that I've ever done there is probably the Shed Aquarium. I really like that place.
Ooh.
Like it's so solid. But
I want to go back there.
we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. We got to go back. It's been a while.
Dude, they'd let us do an episode there just watching a dolphin show for an hour.
watching the dolphin show.
Yeah. Maybe we could get a trainer on and they could talk to us about the dolphins while they're doing the shit.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
There was a point in my life, probably around second grade, where I wanted nothing more than to be a dolphin trainer. That was my. What do you guys have the weirdest like thing you wanted to be growing up? I think that was mine. I had like dolphin merchandise at a certain point. Like I had like figurines. I was gonna be a dolphin trainer at the Indianapolis Zoo. I had it figured out as like a 7-year-old. Obviously, that's not happening now, but
Not happening yet.
yeah, true. I still got time. I can get out there.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Stop giving up.
Yeah, I thought I really wanted to be a dog breeder for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
Any
just like,
breed?
dude, I wanted to be mixing them together and making up
Making
breeds.
new ones.
Yeah, but
Frank and
'cause
Weenie.
I just had seen like one dog show ever, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome, dude." It's just who's got the best dog.
Watch his best in show ones.
Yeah. Do you know at one point Barry Bonds had like the #1 and #3 ranked miniature schnauzer in the world, and they were brother and sister?
What?
Yeah,
Barry Bonds was
Huh.
in dog shows with
Yeah.
schnauzers.
yeah. I mean, he just owned them, dude. You said you have like a handler run them through. You're not just having the owners.
Oh, sure, you delegate that.
Yeah. So like when you got jockeys on horses.
I guess that's the yin yang of baseball and football with Barry Bonds and Michael.
You know those dogs were juicing.
Oh my god. I remember I saw this picture recently, and it was this video, and it was this girl that was like me being devastated hearing that Tiger Woods like cheated on his wife as like an 8-year-old, not knowing who Tiger Woods was at all. And I saw it, and I was like, dude, I was more upset about that than I should have been. Also, I had like really no idea who Tiger Woods was, but was like, oh no, like
Not
he's a
Tiger
big-
Woods.
not Tiger Woods.
See, my dad was actually a big Tiger fan, which
He's got the red polo
he's got some red polos, dude. He wears a lot of red polos,
when
actually.
he's feeling unstoppable.
I mean, like,
Come on.
like red is the town color, and he wears polos for work.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense.
yeah, he gets a little bit of a pass up, but a lot of red polos, my dad. But Lance Armstrong is the way I feel. I feel the same way about that.
Ooh.
Like, I didn't give a fuck about a bicyclist. But I was like, I had gotten the Livestrong bracelet at one point, and so I just felt betrayed.
I'm still riding a Livestrong bike.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Man, you don't have a sleeve on it or nothing.
nope.
Don't let the flame die out.
Well, was he injecting anything other than his own blood?
Is he? Well, I don't even know. Was he?
Like, I forget what it is with the oxygen in your blood. Like,
Oh,
whether
it
you
was-
want more of it or less of it, but yeah, like injecting, basically just injecting
Right.
your own blood. I want to say, because I mean, are you fact checking me on this?
I want to see. Yeah, he did.
I
it.
was gonna say, please do.
He did like an anti-diabetes drug.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I gotta disavow, but I'm too lazy.
Oh,
to
but yeah,
cover up
But
my
he was
mic.
good in dodgeball.
Ah.
But yeah, boost red
He was
cell
fun to
production
talk
and
about.
oxygen intake. So, yeah, I guess that is like the. So he was not prescribed. It was definitely performance enhancing to some extent. Our one buddy, I won't say his name, he was entering a vape contest to blow the biggest vape cloud. This was 2014, so it was a different world, and he
What a world.
Yeah, dude. 2014.
he took a puff of someone else's inhaler beforehand to expand his lungs a little bit
Oh.
to get that extra edge, and he came in second. He came in second, so
I mean, how are you gonna test for that?
exactly. So yeah, just like I have asthma, that's all it was. So that's kind of a similar situation, a little less stakes, a little lower stakes.
I
There,
was gonna
but-
say, like, ultimately, still his own power. Like,
right, yeah, still his
Just-
own organ working just a little bit better.
because if it had been just blood doping for Lance Armstrong, I would argue he did nothing wrong. Like, it's his own blood.
Bro, I say legalize it all.
Have you heard about the
Just
thing?
let him go.
Have you heard about that? The enhanced games. It's going to be in Australia, like
Of
I think
course.
in 2024, and I think it's just some crazy like rich guys. Just like anybody can enter. There's no drug testing. There's no like prerequisites. Just anyone can like perform. And
If you got the spine for it.
exactly, yeah, like you have no idea what anyone else is going
The
to be
spine
on.
has been degraded by steroid use.
Then come on down to Australia. But they're like this former Olympian, I think she's like the spokesperson of like the Olympics for like a few years, former gold medalist, called it dangerous and unfair. And I agree with dangerous, but you know what you're getting into with the anything goes. That is not unfair. If you know that anybody could be doing anything, but yeah, well, that would be very interesting if one, that flies, two, because that's more or less nudging them to do drugs more than it is just not drug testing. So it seems like the implication is enough to maybe get them shut down, but we'll see. We're looking forward to the enhanced games if they do happen. Bunch of Australia.
Yeah, I wonder what Australia's like athletic commission rules are, and a lot has changed for them recently. That country's getting PC.
So
It's
yeah,
like a weird thing because they love certain words. To tell them they can't
Yeah.
say words, that word's not getting taken away. But apparently they can't make fun of the Aboriginals anymore, and they're very upset about it.
is there gonna be a
blue-collar
civil war in
Australians.
Australia? I say they duke it out in the enhanced games. That sounds like the perfect way to solve any issue.
Only way to settle it in the ring.
But yeah, that'll be. I'm interested in what the sports are because I would like to see like a skateboarding in there, get a little X Games aspect to it, some like canoeing,
Just OG UFC before the rules.
and then of course you need your dead sprints. You're just gonna need to straight like a guy on cocaine versus a guy on steroids just racing.
Yeah, dude, and the tosses
America.
too. I want to see the tosses. But
See them go over and like accidentally throw stuff into the crowd, like because they throw it so far it goes past the thing.
yeah, honestly, just like a speed pitch, like when you're at a baseball game, you get the radar guns out.
Now they don't do any of that for like esports, right? So there's not any enhanced games like Fortnite. That would be interesting to see.
I mean, can you play under the influence?
I wonder. Those are so big, and the pots of money are actually so significant. It almost feels like there needs to be. I mean, I don't. I guess I
mean,
don't think so. But I
They
guess
test for like the ADHD medicines and stuff.
Because
That
it
makes sense.
makes you more focused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
snort some Ritalin before you drop in a Fortnite. That would give you the edge for sure.
And now they got all this fucking gamer fuel, these pills you can buy online that are supposed to, do the same thing without.
But yeah, those are all
tests.
sponsored by them. So yeah, I'm sure those fly.
But, I
no
mean,
problem.
I look at it the same as all those NFL guys that got suspended, all the NBA guys that got suspended in like the late 2000s, who were all taking natural supplements from their GNC and shit, and they just got their levels too high and they tested positive for shit and they had to sit.
Oh really? Wow.
Amateurs.
They just weren't responsible enough about what was going in their body, and that was what the league said. And yeah, a couple of these kids are gonna blow paydays off this fucking junk they're ordering on Amazon, I guarantee.
This episode is sponsored by GNC. Get your steroids there. Oh man, that's awesome.
I just want to see the one guy who shows up like stoned off his ass at the enhanced games. Like
He's looking around.
get Michael Phelps like swimming in circles.
They shoot the gun off. It scares him.
Whoa, man.
Whips his head around. Oh,
Is that a gunshot?
I stand by the fact that cannabis is a huge performance enhancer, not necessarily in
sure.
the moment, but the way it can open up your lungs and stuff. So say what you will, Sha'Carri Richardson, she's a cheater. Beautiful girl, should be a gold medalist.
what? Because she's a stoner.
Yeah, she got suspended because she tested positive for weed right before the Olympics.
What was she doing?
She was smoking weed.
No, what
Right.
was like the
Oh, so she's
sport?
a sprinter.
Okay.
I mean,
Who
so
was it again?
Sha'Carri Richardson, I believe.
Oh, right. I think I remember hearing about that.
Super talented, the fastest woman on the planet. Everyone knows she was the winner anyway, so it's like,
So just like weed, yeah, right. And under the right circumstances, can expand your lungs a little bit, like an inhaler.
well, it does in the
Okay,
moment.
okay.
That's why.
But she had a one hitter right before she.
That's why
Right.
if you smoke weed and cigarettes, you should never do them at the same time because your lungs
Oh,
actually
no.
open up when you smoke the weed, and when you smoke the cigarette, you're actually opening like fresh parts of your lungs up to get hit by that
Ooh.
tar smoke and all that nastiness. It's like the
Wow.
worst thing you can do is smoke weed and cigarettes at the same time.
The more you know.
Yeah,
So blunts.
yeah, blunts are awful for you.
That makes sense. Wow. Yeah, that's that does have to suck though to get, because wasn't that Michael Phelps too? Was he smoking weed?
Well, yeah, but he didn't get suspended or nothing. He just got caught after the fact.
Because that feels like a kick in the nuts to get in trouble for that when there are people getting in trouble for the true steroids. That,
Right.
but yeah, I
But
guess
also, don't get caught. Don't get
It's that
caught.
simple.
yeah, they I don't know if I've ever told this story either. I've been thinking of some really specific shit. We started a hacky sack club senior year in high school. And there was a really cool new math teacher, and he was like, yeah, you guys can meet in my class after school on like Thursdays, and we'll do the hacky sack club. And it was like, okay, awesome, let's do it. And then like 2 weeks into it, the principal was like, yeah, so the IHSA like thing, like you got to get like drug tested. And we're like, what? And he's like, you guys all got to get drug tested. And it was like, but why? We're not competing with like another school. I don't think any other school even has a hacky sack club.
Right, you're not the hacky sack team.
Yeah, it's not the hacky sack team. It's just let's all play hacky sack in I won't say his name, in his room after school. And
She said we passed this drug test. You're buying us all jerseys. Then.
yeah, we're
And
going to
jackets.
state.
Yeah.
We're going. You better get
There's
any,
no competition. We'll win the whole thing.
any other
It's
hacky
hacky
sack
sack.
in the tri-state area. You better find them because we're going to be playing them. But we were like, well, that's not like fair. And they're like, yeah, like life ain't fair. You got to do the drug test. So we disbanded the hacky sack club, and rather than us have a safe spot to like not be smoking weed after school in the school, we just went to the skate park and yeah, we're smoking weed. And so they really,
You were driven to it.
yeah, I don't know what they did, what they thought what was going to happen there, but Yeah, we just disbanded it right there in front of him, and he, his jaw was dropped. He really thought he was gonna like catch a bunch of kids real quick, because we would have, it would have been bad. It would have been like a 95% fail rate. It would have.
It was the hacky sack club.
The 2 kids on probation would have been the only ones that passed, maybe, depending on the week. So that's all that would.
Oh, at my family reunion, one of my cousins brought up your April Fool's prank, Xavier, in front of the whole family.
What was that?
About me getting arrested.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he just casually mentioned like he goes, "Yeah, I saw on Instagram about you getting
Forgot
arrested."
about that, dude.
And my mom about fucking shit, dude.
Oh boy.
It got explained down really fast, and cousin vouched for me that I was telling the truth. It
But
was your little silly prank.
In
but
that moment,
I
all
got
eyes were on me.
I got a couple people with that. Like, a couple people were truly. The description
They
is.
fall for it every year. No one has any faith in me.
It says, well, Dave just got arrested for premeditated assault with a deadly weapon and conspiracy, so I'm not sure if this is the end of the fucking podcast or what. I'll keep everyone updated as time goes on, but apparently it was someone who he used to be in Boy Scouts with, was stalking some members of his family or some shit. The guy is supposedly alive and getting airlifted to Chicago, but it's super bad. He's in critical condition. He completely hid this from me until I find out now. I'll be at the station for a while, but I might try to record later about what happens. When I saw him getting shoved in that cop car, he had the biggest smile on his face, bigger than I've ever seen, and he didn't even look slightly phased. Well, it has been a while, folks. I got a couple people with this.
how did you come up with that?
I just tried to act like it was really happening and how I would be typing if I really just like saw that happen. But that was just like, yeah, letting the old noodle run
Well,
with it. That was
And then I think the year before that, you had me get swatted for talking bad about Joe Biden.
yeah, that one. And then when you scrolled over on the Instagram thing, then it was just Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. The music video started playing, and that's what got us our interview with Jason Marsden, who's Max Goof in the Goofy movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked to him
Wow.
because his manager like checked out our Instagram, and I had just posted the Rick Astley thing, and she's like, "Well, since you just Rick rolled me on your Instagram, I guess you should be able to talk to Jason." I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll
Incredible.
take that." That's a white whale for us. We would love to talk to Rick Astley, but I don't know if we'll ever be able to. But that one would be big. We'd be really excited if that ever. Like and subscribe so we can talk to Rick Astley, folks. Come on.
So how did you two actually get initially acquainted? Did you just cold apply at the escape room, Will?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my only regret with working at the escape room is that I didn't discover it sooner.
Yeah.
Because it was like the tail end of my year as a restaurant host, and I guess I had just heard so many stories from my theater school peers about, the theater school to escape room pipeline. Like, a lot of my peers were getting jobs at escape rooms, and I was like, hey, we got a couple of those in town, don't we? So sent out a couple applications, and this is the one that clicked.
It was a pretty good interview. 8 out of 10. I can't complain. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'll take it. Y'all hired me.
No, you. But Dave used to work there, and it was a
Yeah,
great
good
time
for you.
when he worked there at Once Upon a Time. I don't even remember when. I'd have to check the dates on when he quit. But, but yeah, usually people don't stick around long. If they do, they're good. So you've been great. It's been a great time. And
Seriously.
like I said, we'd love to have you back if you ever got any time to kill, any transitionary periods. We're probably gonna be open.
Yeah,
for
I'd
a
love
while.
to.
We've been scared. God, we really have been scared a couple times, but now it feels like at least a few more years we should be okay.
Right. Like, I mean, escape rooms have only really become a thing I might be talking out of my ass here, but I feel like they've only been a thing for like the last few years.
From my research, it seems like around maybe 2006 in Japan, I think, was like one of the first like takes on it.
Okay.
And it was like, pretty simple, and then it kind of just, there was a couple of them around Asia, because they used to be like flash games, like there was
yeah, those are awesome.
yeah, like there was one I found recently, and it blew me away because I had played it like extensively as a child, and I was like, holy crap, and I still knew like where this one key was just when I saw like the pictures and was like, oh my god, like, but yeah, so like
That's a special game.
exactly, yeah, which it's honestly surprising that they didn't pick up faster than 2006 just because they were, online. Like the concept is like been in a video game way before it was physically for some reason. And yeah, so around 2013 maybe there was starting to be like probably in like bigger cities like, New York, Chicago, like touristy areas, there started to be a couple. But yeah, like cuz we opened 2015, 16, and yeah, I would say that's when a lot of them opened, and then a lot of them died within those first few years, and then a lot of them died in these past few years. Like I would say it honestly got shaved down probably 30% because of COVID, because no one wants to get locked in a room, which
Right.
that makes sense. But yeah, because there was at one point 4 in town, and now there's 2. So
I was gonna
like,
ask,
yes.
like, do you know
We're
the
the
story of?
survivors.
So the one in the mall, I'll those were interesting because you can't in a mall build like walls to the ceiling because of the sprinklers. Like they
Oh,
have to be
okay.
able to rain down, or you have to pay millions of dollars to add sprinklers to your thing to put them in each room,
Oh
So
man.
yeah, so like if a segment of like a big like Kohl's or something like in a mall is gonna have like a room, like there has to be a sprinkler in it. So all of the rooms are gonna be cubicle rooms. None of them are gonna touch the ceiling. So
Huh.
audio alone, that sounds terrible on people
Mm.
shouting and it echoing up and over into the other people who are yelling and echoing out of their like just cubicles basically. And they planned to open one a month until they were running 10 simultaneously. And also in a mall, you have to abide by the mall's rules. So it's like you got to be open at 9 a.m. and you got to close at like 10 p.m. 7 days a week. Like you have to be open like a certain amount. So it was like
Oof.
no one's doing escape rooms at 9 a.m. on a Monday in the mall. Just
What
like
sick person?
yeah, what psychopath. So like it's just that you're not gonna get that, and I
There's
was
no
like,
way they can get fire code to be running that many rooms at once either.
that too. I'm like, what?
Like,
I-
10 rooms?
10, yeah.
My
I was-
heart started beating faster just hearing that.
and I was like, how are you even gonna? They can't be that big because I don't remember what store they were in, but it wasn't big enough to like comfortably. Because like you need an escape room.
Yeah,
There
it
used to be
wasn't an
this
anchor store. It wasn't the Macy's.
No, it was something along the way.
Right.
It was something towards the middle, that like middle connection area. So like this room is probably like kind of the smaller end you want. Like we have one that's a little smaller than this, but like this ideal size room, like 10 of those, I couldn't see it happening. And they were open or they were closed before they even opened. I don't know what happened, but they were a chain. There was like 37 of them across the country, and for whatever reason, so it wasn't even going to be like original rooms. And God, one of the descriptions was something like zombie, play as a zombie and like break out of your cage and eat those naughty humans. I'm like not even joking. It was like that exactly. And I was just like, I'm not doing that. What do you do? That description makes me not want to do that alone.
I can do that for free.
Dude, this studio would be such a good point and click escape room game.
That would be fun.
If you're just one of the cats who got locked in the studio.
That would be
Yeah,
great. But the other one was just a one in that other mall, but it was supposed to be like educational, and it was for the U of I, and it was
okay.
supposed to be finite. It was supposed to be like a
Huh.
pop-up type thing, but it ran for like 5 years. It ran a good amount.
Oh wow.
But some people were like, yeah, that shit was actually hard. You were doing like volume measurements and stuff. Like you actually were
Aw,
like running a little bit
man.
of math. But the guy was like a professor and would like help you and stuff. He seemed pretty nice. I never did that one, but yeah, it definitely seemed a little more sciencey, and was just like lab themed. But yeah, that other one, I think they were just too ambitious, and also just like that's gonna just end up being babysitting for a mom who's like, yeah, it's $60 for you to watch the kids for like an hour and 15 minutes. Like, sure, I'm gonna go shop, like run them back to back. Here's 120. Like that, and I'm sure that's like probably a lot of what, and then like arguing with people like, no, you got to be here. Like, no, I'm not gonna be here. I'm going shopping. I'm sure like that was a lot of what those mall ones deal with. But yeah, it just not it doesn't work. I feel like it's got to be a little more refined, a little smaller, unless you're really operating in like a touristy area. Having 10 of those, because like theoretically that means 10 of them could run at once. There's no way you got
Like,
employees for that.
No, oh
So, like,
man.
and checking people in, you got 11 people on the clock. There's no way, like, for that a job. So, yeah, they were gone before they even opened. We were worried though. We were sweating, and then all of a sudden they were just gone.
Less competition.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else? I mean, we did 45. We're pretty solid. Unless you guys got anything you could think of. It's been fun.
Seriously. No, and yeah, again, I just want to thank y'all for having me on the show.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's an honor to be included.
Yeah, I figured it was good to not be not coworkers and then have you on right at the last minute. It
Right.
feel more like appropriate and solid. But no, we're very glad to have you, and we're
Always a professional.
yeah, wishing you the best. Hopefully we'll be able to meet up there, and it's gonna
Definitely.
be, I'm sure, very exciting for you going forward here.
Yeah, I picked an interesting year to get into screenwriting.
Yeah, for real. I saw a video today of Bob Odenkirk like talking, and he was just like straight up
guy.
at a protest, and they were like talking to him about like advertising stuff, and he was just like, "Nope, we all got to go together. It's gonna suck, but like we got to just really lock down here, and nobody advertise anything." And he was
That's my Saul Goodman.
Ike Barinholtz, I think he was out there with him. That one, what's he from? He's in like Bird Box and like a couple other things.
He's in the Mindy Project, Blockers. I just rewatched Blockers yesterday, dude. It's pretty funny.
Is it good?
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, I was just like, damn, it just was so like slice of life. It was just Bob Odenkirk like in a street with a protest sign. I was like, it just made it very real, I guess, when I saw that video earlier. I was like, damn.
But hey, man, it sounds like we're still gonna get A24 movies because
They're cool.
yeah, they said sure we're not part of the. I'd get the initials wrong right now. The ATT bar PPT. They're not part of it.
You said PP.
And- yeah, sure did.
They're like, that seems
Sorry.
easy,
That's
right?
usually extra.
That's Patreon.
But so I know SAG-AFTRA has already said, yeah, you can continue to use our members. I'm guessing they're probably going to do the exact same thing with the WGA if they can. And
Because they were just like, yeah, all that's pretty doable, right? Like all the stuff.
yeah,
they're
they
like,
said
"Go-
yes to every demand.
Let's make some more good movies.
That easy.
Well, hell yeah. Thanks for coming on, Will. It's been
Thank
a while.
you.
Thanks for watching, everybody.